Welcome back to another video here on Madden 24, and today it's going to be a rebuild of the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team that's kind of been in the spotlight lately because of their quarterback decisions. Obviously trading off Kenny Pickett to the Eagles, signing Russell Wilson, now trading for Fields. A little bit of out of order timeline there, but an interesting move. I don't think it's a bad move at all from the Steelers. Probably not going to be drafting a quarterback at 20 and trading up when you need a lot of other things is maybe not the best decision, but you get a guy with a little bit of upside. I don't know if Fields has that much of an upside. We'll get into each of the quarterbacks in a moment. But the big thing about that is if Fields couldn't do it with the Bears, who, technically do have the better receivers, Freiermuth and Komet, kind of a push. Freiermuth might be a little bit better, but as of last season, pretty much a push. And then DJ Moore is obviously better than Pickens. There's no question about it. As of right now, you pretty much knew where DJ Moore was going to be, depending on his route. Justin Fields still wouldn't throw it to him. It just feels like the Steelers are going from a quarterback that stared down receivers too much, made bad decisions, and went to a quarterback that stared down receivers too much, made bad decisions, but those decisions weren't throwing to the other team, but just holding on to the ball way too long, taking sacks and, I guess fumbling, to be honest. But you also have Russell Wilson, who was all right with the Broncos, but definitely not the guy that they traded for, right? The guy they thought they were getting was going to save the franchise. I still don't know what happened with the Broncos and Wilson, because right now I don't even know what the plans are for the Broncos. Like, they're basically my favorite to be for my Madden 25 franchise team right now, because they need a lot of things, trading off Judy and, obviously releasing Wilson for a record dead cap number that might never be passed. Was it all because of money? Like, was it really all because of money? Because obviously they benched him because they didn't want him to get injured and then trigger an injury clause, and I don't know. But the Steelers, they're like trying to strike gold. They're just hitting at everything here, and I guess it's better than nothing, I suppose. But this team does need a lot of help. O-line, I feel like I didn't hear anything about the rookie lineman class, but that usually happens, right? Offensive linemen take a couple of years to really see what they're all about, get their footing in the NFL. The pass rushers in the NFL are scary. But offensive linemen, we definitely need a center. We definitely need a right tackle. We could use a guard or two. And then wide receiver, we definitely need a number 2, technically 3. I know they added Van Jefferson. Once upon a time for the Rams, he actually looked like he could have been a threat, but it really just hasn't happened. Pickens, he's obviously their number 1. Then you look at the defensive side of the ball. Patrick Queen added to the squad. Early on in his career, definitely struggled, looked like a bust. And I guess you can kind of call him a bust in the sense that he's not there for a second contract, so in a way, but he's not a bad player, which is kind of the point for him. And obviously, we're getting a really high overall here, 84 overall, which is nice. You have Highsmith, one of the most underrated players in the league. I feel like because of that notion, though, he's become rated, right? Everyone kind of knows about him now. TJ Watt's obviously TJ Watt. Micah Fitzpatrick, always kind of been one of the better safeties in the league. Hayward, coming off of an injury kind of season, so it's hard to say, but he's definitely nearing the end of his NFL career, especially here in Madden. But he is a defensive lineman. These positions kind of last a little bit longer than most in the league. Benton, high upside for us. Ogunjobi's always been kind of average. Same with Dante Jackson. He's always been just bang average. Joey Porter Jr. obviously had a pretty decent rookie year. And Eric Rowe, I don't know a whole lot about, but I think we might be replacing him with the newly signed Deshaun Elliott anyways. But yeah, the Steelers, for whatever reason, are always just a team that isn't always on my radar. So there's going to be a lot of things that I don't know about this team. I completely didn't even mention Holcomb, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. When the first draft is done, did I make a mistake? Did I need to go for a different position that I didn't? Usually I go best available, and I do think of it in a more of a Madden sense. I try to think about it in a real-life sense, and sometimes I do make draft picks like my Packers rebuild where I drafted Trey Benson in the high 3rd. I think that's really stupid in Madden, but in real life, Green Bay needs to take a running back in the 3rd, 4th round, something decently high, because right now they have pretty much just Josh Jacobs. I think Dylan's back now, but in Madden, though, that's a really dumb move because backup running back just doesn't matter. So I try to kind of mix them a little bit, but keep in mind, a lot of times if I'm this team needs a center. You know, a lot of people think that this team needs a center really high. Do I really want to take a center in the first round, or do I want to take a wide receiver 2 that is going to be really hard to fill with the CPU classes, but that's guaranteed to pretty much be like our guy? You know, so keep that in mind before you get all angry with me. Also, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Do a ton of franchise stuff, a lot of rebuild stuff. But I guess it's time to start scouting, as this team, I don't know what their cap is in real life. They have a little bit of dead hit as well. Maybe 20 mil? Yeah, we're down to 6, so whoops. And here we are in the draft. Obviously, the order is what it is. The Bears going to be taking quarterback Caleb Williams. The Commanders taking quarterback Jared Verse. Yep, the quarterback. I moved the quarterback position, and they didn't care. Cardinals potentially getting screwed out here of Marvin Harrison. 4 overall anyways. They go with pass rusher tackle for the Chargers. Jaden Daniels there at 6, and the Giants say, screw it, another lineman, baby. And then, of course, Drake May to the Falcons. I don't know if that would happen, but if he's there, maybe just pure value. The Bears would be just ecstatic to get Neighbors. Don't know if that's who they're going to go, and that is. So, very nice draft for the Bears in this one. I think I've seen them take Brock Bowers once before, which was stupid, but we need these wide receivers to fall a little bit. I might have to trade up if need be. Hopefully we don't see Brian Thomas or Mitchell anytime soon. Jaden Daniels to the Seahawks. They got quarterbacks on deck. And we are clear. We are clear at wide receiver. The problem is, would Brian Thomas be here at 20? I don't know. And obviously Odunze, there's going to be people that tell me that, hey, just take who's there, take who falls. That, like, Thomas being here would be pretty damn good for the Steelers, let alone Odunze. Like, that's just not going to happen. So it's between Thomas and Mitchell, in my opinion. And I think with that being said, we're going to be taking Brian Thomas here, another big dude to pair up with George Pickens. 95 speed, 95 excel. Him and Mitchell ran pretty, not surprising 40 times, but impressive ones. At pick 20 now in the second round. We could use a future safety. We could use linemen. I don't really want to skip all the way because I am willing to trade up. Oh, Fautanu was there. Unlikely for him to be there in real life at 20, but I may have sold because there still probably would be wide receiver at 20 in the second round. Whoops. All right, move on to 20 because a lot of my linemen went, so I was just like, let's just move down. But what do we got? So wide receivers, could have went with like Troy Franklin or something like that. Paul is still there, could use a tackle. Van Pran is there. The problem with him, though, is he's 23, so if he is normal dev, like, that's just the straightest L you could take. Like, there's no other L that goes as hard as that, right? Like, that is an L of the ages. Got some safeties here, which, I mean, you got Deshaun Elliott, and they're probably likely going to start him, but I don't know what to do. I don't know if I've taken Patrick Paul either. Get ourselves a right tackle, because Dan Moore's not the future here, at least in Madden. I'm going to take Patrick Paul. Oh, and he's hidden. I don't know what Van Pran is, but we got a hidden lineman in the second. The late second, mind you. Okay, that is a win. That is a massive win. So we trade a 6th this and a 5th next year to move up with the Falcons. A good 13 spots, I think, 12 spots, something like that. And I also misjudged where that was. Don't think it matters too much because we're always going to have players there. But I think I might be trading up for Zinter here. Oh, Van Pran's still there. Oh, that's my guy then. He's 23. I'm grabbing him. Oh, well, I know who not to draft next time because normal dev at 23 is an L. But we got ourselves some new linemen. And then in the 4th round, I might be able to get some D-line depth. Trying to think of what else. Like safety obviously is a problem. But we're fine for now. We could definitely roll with who we got at safety for the next like 2 seasons if we had to. But this is what I'm talking about with like play it how it lies. Like Tez Walker this late would be pretty cheese. Josh Newton, cornerback is an option. Do I go like Smith Wade? I also have James Williams. Smith Wade is a new name for me as well. I've never taken him before. Birch and Turner I do like quite a bit though. Birch, definitely a viable guy on the D-line. Could start him over Ogunjobi, but I think I'm just going to rock with who we got there. So I'm going to go with a new name in Smith Wade. 5'11". Got ourselves another slot type guy. And, oh! Tell me he's not like supposed to be higher and he just like fell. It said 3 to 4, right? Or day 3, one of the two. It's hidden dev. Okay. We got ourselves another Dante Jackson. A little bit slower, obviously, but I say a little bit slower. I've just basically completely crapped on Dante Jackson's speed. Well, we found ourselves a gem, I can tell you that much, because he is projected like 4th, 5th round, so it's not like I reached on him and, kind of cheesed the game. Jeromepkr is going to be our guy. I think he is like a 5th plus, and he's kind of just depth at the wide receiver position. With this kind of, the team kind of needs losing some players. Obviously, didn't really talk too much about how this team got Dante Jackson, trading off Deontay Johnson. In game, it probably doesn't matter too much. Deontay would need to be replaced at some point. But in real life, that's actually a massive trade. The Panthers cooked on that. Deontay Johnson is actually a pretty damn good wide receiver, whereas once again, Dante Jackson's a little bit more of an average corner. But looking at what we drafted, everyone in the 70s plus. It's not usually something you do in a user draft. But Brian Thomas obviously going to be our number 2. A problem. An absolute problem with George Pickens. Wide receiver is not a problem. That's all I can say. Well, you know what I mean. I kind of just contradicted myself, but it is not an issue of ours. Cedric Van Pran, I mean, he's not bad, but yeah, just the value is there, but in a Madden sense, it's just not going to work out. That's going to literally do nothing for us. And then there's that. So not bad picks, though. We got 3 hiddens. And Van Pran, if he would have been one, that would have been really clutch. I mean, him being there when he's a 2 to 3 was actually really clutch. I was going to go with Zinter and didn't need to, but we have our starters for now. We'll probably need to replace them, but for now. The year 1 team is as follows. We got ourselves a new wide receiver 2. I would imagine after the trade of Deontay Johnson, that's probably their main aim in the draft. Wide receiver, a couple of wide receivers maybe. Will they pass on an offensive lineman, though, early? I don't know. But Fields definitely needs some weapons because, I mean, if there wasn't enough in Chicago with DJ Moore and Cole Kmet and Darnell Mooney, I mean, it's a little more, it's a little worse here, like I said. But you do have a bit better of a running back group, which definitely helps. So, obviously, there's some ups, some downs. Definitely looking forward. We're going to need an alignment or two. Probably another 3, honestly. Suamalo, I know he was actually, now looking back at it, a really good signing because of the price. But we definitely need to replace him because of ceiling and obviously when he needs another contract. And the center, I mean, 70 overall, 23 normal is just an L. Like, even with star dev at 70 overall, that's rough. But definitely need a right guard because James Daniels has dropped a bit. But everything else, I think, is fine. We'll see what happens with quarterback because Fields is like never developed for me in Sim. And then defensively, need a free safety, probably need a middle linebacker too, need a left end and a right end. But outside of that, it's actually not too bad. Also, I would imagine the Steelers are going to pick up that 5th-year option. I would just assume. And even if they don't, I am. So I'm going to add another, I think it's like 21 mil to the contract. So 28. I think. It doesn't really matter if it's guaranteed or not because I'm going to keep him on the squad for another year no matter what. But yeah, 28 mil going forward. I genuinely don't remember the last time I seen Keanu Benton develop. I just don't know what it is. Bit of a comeback on the season. We have 96 million. I didn't go with the 5th-year option on Najee because I figured if you're going to go Najee Harris because of his age, it's probably smarter just to wait. If we can do like a 3 to 36, that's actually kind of expensive for the market right now. Based on his overall, but I'm down just to keep him around. Pat Freiermuth obviously makes a lot of sense. Dante Jackson, it really didn't seem like a trade where they needed to get it done. And then James Daniels talked about needing to replace him, but honestly at a 2-year 10, 2-year 11, excuse me, I think it's worth it. And then Jaylen Warren, I really don't want to pay a backup this much money, but they have something going on here with these backups. It was a hell of a comeback on the season, but I don't think it was enough as we choked the final 3 games away. Puts the team in a weird spot because it's like, do you draft QB? Probably not. Look at this start, though. 0-5. Finishes the season out 8-9, but the last 3 games, Ravens, Cowboys, yeah, I get it, but losing to the Raiders is something. Of course, using a different account because your boy maybe did a little too much trash talk, and they're like, hey, you got to chill out. You don't get to play for a day. It is what it is. All I'm saying is that means that Xbox records us in game chat. I'm just saying, infringing on my rights. Justin Fields, 15 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 3,400 yards. Yeah, I mean, the problem with this is the Steelers scheme. They're going to be basing it off of what happens in real life. You can't argue that with me, as that is very Kenny Pickett, right? Those are Kenny Pickett's numbers, let's be honest. Justin Fields does have a little bit of rushing numbers, though, which is definitely something. Sack totals. This is why I try to run the Pittsburgh Steelers defense when I'm in a 3-4, because, I figure, hey, they know that TJ Watt and Highsmith are a good duo. They got really good numbers here. 9.5 for Hayward, and then nothing for anyone else. Keanu Benton, maybe tackles for a loss were good enough, but grand opportunity to get to start Dev, and Benton just failed it. It's just so disappointing. MVP goes to Josh Allen. Any awards for us? Offensive Rookie of the Year. I almost went with Newton as well. I don't even know if he was there at 20, but almost won Rookie of the Year on defense. That would have been insane. Almost won Newton as well, but I think wide receiver was just the bigger need. TJ Watt would linebacker of the year. And looks like we have ourselves a superstar, or better, because I don't know, maybe he's already superstar at wide receiver. Let's move on to the Super Bowl, see what our dev-ups are, if any, and then debate what we do with Fields. Obviously, we have that extra year with the 5th-year option. Definitely going to change the scheme to something a little more pass-heavy and see if that allows Fields to put up any sort of numbers. But the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl over the Chiefs, 38-32. Love to see brand new teams in the Super Bowl. Gives it a fresh look. Looking at the offense, obviously a dev up for Thomas. No one else, though. And then defensively, we had Elliott go up to star, which he once was. 78 overall. I'd probably look to replace him, but he's a viable safety for right now. But really what happened to him is what I want to know. Is like, he went from a 83 overall star in the final couple of weeks of Madden, or the NFL season, and then just fell off to 78 overall normal. Am I crazy? Is that's what happened, right? Or did I accidentally keep on dev regression and he lost it and then dropped an overall? I don't know, but 64 mil, I didn't re-sign Hayward because I didn't know if he would be around, and apparently he is. So, I mean, I'm willing to pay him to stick around another year. I don't want to lose him, so 1 year 30, 23.5 is great. Jalen Warren, how much was that actually? Was that a 3-year? 3 or 25. I'm willing to do a 3 or 25, I think. It's just everything else is a little bit too expensive. Really? I literally offered him a 3 or 27. Once again, it's stupid to re-sign backups. You don't need backup running backs in Madden Sim. But I know what the Steelers want in real life. Harris and Warren are a good duo. And I would love to have kept them. We'll see if we can do it again or try for a different running back. But yeah, the game just screwed us. Ayuk is a free agent. Don't need wide receiver, sadly. O-line we kind of need, but are we ready to win now? Wyatt Teller at left guard would definitely be something. That would be something. I mean, we can at least throw the arguments and the excuses to the wind if we add another really good lineman, and it's still not good enough for Mr. Fields to do something. But left guard, I mean, I guess we need... I don't know if Suamalo is releasable, though. Safety, kind of, but I want someone younger if I'm going to go that route. Warren, nobody wants him, apparently. We can try to get him back. Once again, it's stupid in a rebuild, and it's going to hurt us in the long run, but I want to keep something a little realistic, and like I said, that duo is pretty good. So we get Wyatt Teller on a 2-year, $36 million deal, and then Warren still doesn't want to join us. Finally does on a 3-year, 27. That 3-year, 27 we tried to offer him in the first place. But this team keeps its running back duo at maybe a little bit too much per year, but it is what it is. 16 mil per year, pretty much. Actually, more than that. Like 20 mil per year for the two combined. But, you know what? We keep that squad intact, and then we'll see what we can do with Suamalo. I think it was a contract that we're not going to be able to get out of, but I think realistically, when you have a chance at a really good lineman, you don't really care about what position they're actually going to play. You just make it happen, and of course, Van Pran barely went up. Well, he is 74 overall. Do we trade Suamalo off? I'm going to see what his contract is like. He needs a contract right now anyway, so we're going to be trading him off for like a 6th-round pick. Obviously, in game, I could probably get like a 4th, but, realistic. Let's actually go to this team, get a 6th-round pick, and then give them the 4th round, because that's what we owe them anyways. Boom. Solved. And at pick 13, there might be an option at quarterback. I scouted fully the 3 quarterbacks near the bottom of the list. And they're all 3 to 4 talent grades. The thing is, with 3 to 4 talent grade, I would probably be willing to still take Watson. Maybe Lehman late second, and then obviously Joyner and Thompson I just didn't expect to be there, so why would I even scout them? Joyner looks really good, though. Look at those A's. Obviously a B deep, elite throw power, a little bit of speed, nothing crazy, but I might be passing on quarterback in this one and maybe trading down, if anything, as there might be some teams that don't need quarterback, but Broncos probably take QB first. Titans probably take QB. It might be 3 QBs in a row. It very well could be. It is not going to be there, and no quarterback there. No quarterback still. And the Giants take Thompson. Was that... Okay, so it was who I thought it was. But, yeah, I don't really care too much, even if Watson's there. I mean, maybe if Watson's here at 13, I debate it, but realistically, I don't think I go with quarterback. Ooh, Rashad Coleman. Don't know if I really need corner, but this guy did look pretty damn good. A-man, B-zone. I don't know if this is the right value, but I'm going to take that. 21 and 85 for 13. Probably should have gotten a second out of that, but, I mean, it is what it is. They ended up trading up for a wide receiver. 21, probably a defensive tackle, and that was one of my guys, in fairness, but I'm hoping the other one was still there. Michaels, and he is there. I just want to make sure there's no one else. I kind of was eyeing up some other linemen. Quarterback, I just don't, we see it. We see it. But yeah, I think with this pick, I'm going to be taking Mr. Abdul Michaels, and I might also be taking that nose tackle as well, and we'll just finish our whole D-line. Looks pretty good. Little versatile guy, Abdul Michaels, who is hidden. 90 strength, 76 speed. A little bit stronger than I thought, actually. 36 reps usually is, 88 maybe? Even though in real life we've seen that the reps are going down and down. But I'll move to the next round. I don't think I'm taking QB. If Fields sucks, then we probably have a good draft pick anyways. But if he's good, then we just re-sign him and he's our quarterback for the rest of the rebuild. But looking at what we can do here, I wanted a safety as well. We have Neal who can maybe move around a little bit, but I would like just to have like a true good safety. It's a bunch of options here. Zay Wall might be the best with that B. 22 years old. It's just like, don't get me wrong, it doesn't matter that much, right? 22 is good. It's not bad at all, but when I'm looking at who I want to go for, am I taking a risk on someone's a little bit older if they're normal? I'm going to go for the youth anytime I can because it makes the most sense. 21 years old, not very fast. I mean, I obviously scouted. I just looked at his man coverage and said, hey, he's probably a good player. Did I look at Dobbins? I might have passed on Dobbins. 22. B. I like the youth from Keaton. Don't know about that zone coverage. Could actually be. Now he's got good man, so I'm gonna take Keaton. And he's hidden. Okay, sweet. Doesn't matter. See if they're hidden. I mean, I don't even mind if they're they're not normal dev, but 23. But that's the problem. You're taking that risk when you don't have that. When you don't have that dev. Obviously, Preston is still there, which is a little surprising. Might be a little bit of a reach to go Antoine Kellum this early, but this is our whole D-line fixed. Maybe not fixed, but set if Benton is the guy, which we don't know if he is the guy or not. But looking at the needs, I mean, we'd be future-proofing linebacker. I might go, because DT is not that big of a deal, I think I'm going to go Klein now for future-proofing middle linebacker and then go Kellum if he's still there. And he is hidden. I kind of felt it. Middle linebackers, a lot of the times. More often than not, hidden dev. Hoping Kellum's here at 13, though, and I don't know if he's going to be hidden or not. We've seen... he's not there. Oh, we'll have to see with the Commanders. Maybe I should have just traded up, especially with all these thirds. What am I doing? Also, where are my linemen? I don't really have many linemen scouted, but this guy looks decent. Sean Owens, so that's going to be... I can't believe Preston is still there, though. He's probably going to be good, too. And then we have Cam Casper. I just forgot to do lineman, I think. Cam Casper. Oh, no way. If we have a decent pick here in the 4th round, I'm going to just trade up. I just want that corner, I think. I think I'm going to try to get to the Jets. He looks like the value there just looks worth it. Even if I lost a third next, I think it's worth it. Jets probably in a little bit of a cap spot. $2 million left. Rodgers and company costing them issues. So we end up trading a lot here. This is going to be hard to follow, but a 5th this, 2 6th this, a 4th and a 6th next for this 3rd round pick, which, considering it's a late 3rd, is actually pretty good because we could be the very first pick in the 4th round, and it already almost makes it fair for them just 1-to-1, let alone all those extra picks. The value here hopefully is worth it. Ben Preston, 23 years old, A-zone with speed. Normal dev, but we'll see. Like, I don't know what it is, but lately I've been, like, in a mad depth drafting situation. Like, I just want the depth. I want the future-proofing. I want the depth. I just want the team to be as deep as possible and as, you know, ready for whatever player we have to lose in the future as possible. All right, here we go. Draft recap. Let's see what we did and see if we sold, but not going for those quarterbacks. 16 mil in cap space. 73, 73, 70, 72, 74, and that's cornerback was smart. Can't believe both the linemen we took were normal. That's really the biggest L we took. Didn't get the second DT, which really sucks, but I suppose for right now we're fine. Abdul Michaels, though. Look at that block shed. That is not bad at all. What's the dev, though? Overshot it. Star dev, kind of expected. I don't know what position. I think left end is what we need right now, so I should have changed in left end while I was there. Keaton, automatic starter. Little raw, I will admit, but definitely the highest upside guy we have. And then Klein, a little bit of a low overall as well, with pretty good zone coverage. Okay, jumping ability, but block shed's a little iffy. Let's take a look at that dev. I think Holcomb's going to start still no matter what, though, especially since he's star dev. Holcomb's a really good overall, and I just don't think he gets beat by someone that low of an overall. And then Ben Preston might be a future safety for us. Yeah, look at that zone coverage. I mean, you could even argue that he's better than Keaton, because even though he's 23, one breakout, and you know whatever overall he's going to be, 76 overall maybe? Nope, stays the overall. Doesn't drop at least, though. But obviously some players I want to look at. The quarterbacks, for sure. Where are we? Oh, Coleman was an 80 overall. Where were the quarterbacks anyways? Watson went all the way at 8. Was hidden, 72 overall. That's what they consider a 3 to 4. That's 3 to 4, then, well, we're screwed. Watson star dev. Yeah, I mean, he would have definitely been worth it, but I was not willing to take any of the other guys. And those other quarterbacks, unless I missed them, didn't go for ages. Pick 10 in the second round. Clements also star dev. I mean, how is that 3 to 4? I guess there's really no point in me even scouting that any further anymore. 3 to 4, yet the accuracy looks pretty good to me, and they're hidden. Where's the other quarterback? Lehman, 71 overall. This guy was a little iffy, but also hidden. Yeah, this is a 3 to 4, but he's also athletic. So, yeah, scouting them further kind of hurt me. It really did, but like I said, Watson was probably the only one I was willing to go for, and he went all the way at number 8, which is really high. Where is the DT we wanted? We probably sold, didn't we? Kellum, 73 overall. Oh, 76 with 99 strength. Oh, it's so sad. Please don't be the superstar type, though. Please. No way we sold that hard. And then I want to see one more player just to prove in my own mind how dumb things are. Peterson, I was looking at him in fairness. Where is that lineman? Dixon, 75 overall. Of course. Oh my God. Like, I didn't show it, but it's just hilarious because he had like 2 C's on his main page, yet 75 overall with hidden. Oh my. I get it. If everything was as true as it says, scouting would be kind of stupid because there would be literally no mystery to it, but it's still just like, it hurts when it happens anyways, you know? It doesn't change that fact. Here is the Season 2 squad. Definitely need a new center. Teller was a 2-year contract, so we're fine there. Daniels is a 2-year contract, but is this the last year? We have to re-sign him again? Or is it one more year? I already forgot. Tackles are obviously young. Tight end, wide receivers, all that's fine. Running backs, fine. You know, backup running backs, fine. Field, question marks are there. We got to change the scheme. Not sure what to, though. Linebackers, obviously great. Holcomb might need to be replaced, but we're in a pretty good spot there. DT, we'll see. 24 years old, normal is not the best, but 77 overall. Just needs that breakout. And then Hayward, obviously, we're going to have to replace. We would have been so perfect. We could have moved Benton to right end and then had Kellum at DT 1. And instead, we might actually need 2 DTs, depending on how Benton looks and if there's options. But we're in an okay spot, 85 overall. It's just quarterback is still a question mark. Michael's already cooking. Got that +3 to power move and finesse, and now he gets the 10K XP with a chance at Superstar. There it is. Benton with the star dev and the 5K, finally. 116 mil, TJ Watt with a contract for sure. Pickens, obviously. Fields, I don't know, because we're having a good season, so we'll see. That's a lot of money, but he might actually be worth it, believe it or not. For the first time in rebuild history, we may actually have a developing Justin Fields. We end up doing a 3-year 108, which I think, that's great money for us, and obviously for him, I mean, this is a massive year for him, right? Like, this is a big year. It's not about just, no one's giving him a chance. If he doesn't earn that spot, he might not see $36 million per, or even close to that anytime soon. So, him getting that is actually pretty good for him and us. Gives us options and doesn't completely break the bank. And another choke job. Oh my, it's the exact same thing. Kind of, not really, but it was like the early start, decent finish, like middle, and then terrible finish. 5 loss out of the last 6. Losing to a team like the Bears, the Vikings, the Jets, and even the Browns. Oh my. Paid Fields and Wachi probably just choked because he was actually all right, and then nothing. Watson did pretty well for whoever the hell he even joined. I can't remember. Fields under the Bills scheme, 30 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 3,800 yards. Decided to go with the Bills because he should still be able to run the ball a little bit with Fields, which he did. Harris, 1,200 yards, 4.5 yards per carry with 12 touchdowns. Pickens, 1,100 yards with 9 touchdowns. Calvin Austin apparently is wide receiver 2. Not really, but better yards per carry or catch than Thomas. Freiermuth, not really much going on there, but I don't know what to think about this scheme. I mean, it kind of worked. Pass rush, the edge rushers both tied for 11.5. Nothing really on the inside. Boswell, really good kicking. Johnston under 50, though. He has probably regressed pretty hard by now. He's probably like 34, and he was already normal at the beginning, so definitely a little taking some hits. Dak Prescott, MVP of the league, apparently. Award wins, number 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year again. Where was Fields on QB, though? Not even on the list, really. I mean, there was some interceptions in there, but really, best kicker, but I don't think that changes much. Semi-wasted season? I don't know. Maybe Fields did enough to get a dev up. I highly doubt it, but definitely did not do enough to get an award win because of those picks. Chiefs versus the Cowboys. Love the new teams once again. Super fun. And the Cowboys win. Is that the Chiefs losing back-to-back, or did they win the other one? I can't remember. But here we are with dev-ups. None on offense, unfortunately. And then defensively, Highsmith finally goes a superstar. Hayward's apparently still not going to retire, which the crazy part is, I actually had to change his age in the first one I did. I started up, was creating the roster so I can get it going. Forgot to change the age of him and Russell, and they both retired, so I had to redo it. Put him at 27, and then after, the retirement process went, put him at 34, and now he stays 2 more years. So the RNG is heavy on this one, and for once, it's actually in our favor. But with that being said, it's 13 million. I'm keeping him. I thought it was going to be like another 20 million, which he doesn't take anyways. I did kind of feel like that was a lie. Like, that did feel like they were scamming me there. Broderick Jones, 20 million is a lot, so I might as well just move on. Holcomb's a good contract, but I think we're going to need to replace him next season anyways, so even if I did a 1 year and it worked, I think we're just hurting the progression of someone like Klein, or if we go draft another linebacker and we find someone else, I think you're just hurting the development there. With this situation going for Hayward again, if we can, not really hurting the development because we don't really have anyone anyways, but looking at the available players, Zach Martin's interesting. Tight end's not a problem. Tackle, they're a bit too old. I guess Stanley's not bad, but we don't need tackle anyways. Hayward, I'm going to try to get him back if I can. I think if he wants to stick around, I'm doing it. 1 year 16 is not bad at all, and it's by far higher than the Broncos, so we'll see what happens there. Safety's not a problem. Linebacker, once again, we want someone a little bit younger or just higher overall. 83 is not bad, but at 30 years old, it kind of is, especially since he'll probably drop to an 81 or 82 at middle. Corner's not a problem. Wide receiver, Romeo Doubs does get to star, which is interesting. Don't need edge. I mean, yeah, we don't really have a whole lot of needs. I think we're just going to get youthful at most positions, but try to get Cameron back, which we do. Alrighty, we have pick 15. I suppose Fields is the future, right? 3-year 107 and had a pretty good season. We, for some reason, choked anyways, but pick 15 in the first round. Mainly what we need is a DT and some more linemen, but obviously we don't really need to go this high for linemen. So I'm likely going to be going down the list here a little bit. Do we have a 1-2 DT? What were the DTs? 2 to 3, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. I mean, really, Miller looks fine as well to just be the guy. I mean, this might even be a trade down into the, like, mid-second. I don't really need to be even this high. Philadelphia giving us a first round next year to move back 15 spots. I am down with that. And we get a 2 and a 3 from the Bills to move back about 15, 16 spots. Actually, about 17, 18 spots. But that's fine with me. Moving on to pick 14 in the second round. Might go early with the D. Well, not even early, but go with the DT here. And then like a lineman or something. Depends on what we see fit. Quarterbacks? Wait, why are there quarterbacks here? Are these quarterbacks not solid looking, or is this every team doesn't need a quarterback? Now I'm kind of like, I just randomly saw that. Now I'm kind of interested. Logan Fletcher is also pretty interesting. Do I not just take the value of Michael Ramsey? I mean, look at all those. I'm taking Michael Ramsey. I don't care. The value's there. Normal dev, 92 throw power, 80 speed. We have some value. Of course, Justin Fields wasn't bad. We gave him that 3-year deal, but it's nice to have some depth. Why not? We don't really need skill positions or anything like that, so it's not like we're really doing anything crazy here. This might even be an offensive lineman, like I said. Safety, future-proof, maybe? I haven't really seen what Minkah Fitzpatrick's new contract might need to be. That safety, really good Bs and all that, but oof. That speed is rough. 5'9", I'm not feeling it. And then don't know a whole lot about Clifton. We'll see what he's looking like. 22 years old. Yeah, I mean, lacking speed a little bit. So, if there's a decent-looking lineman at 2 to 3, I mean, Leonard does look good, but Blackburn looks just as good. So I'm going to move down again. We're going to trade to the Lions, gaining a bunch of different picks. A 4th-round pick, a 6th, 2 7ths to move to, like, I don't know. What is that, 20-some spots-ish? What do they end up going for? Oh, they go for the other quarterback. Did we sell? Did we sell? Pick 7. Should be able to get pretty much everyone we want here. Might have to trade up for one of the linemen or something like that. But DT-wise, there should be somebody here. We have a couple options. Fox or Miller. I suppose... I don't know, actually. They're both pretty similar. Fox is 21 with a 37 rep, which is great, 4.81. And then Miller is 22, a little bit bigger, but a little bit weaker. So I guess Fox is going to be my guy. Jared Fox, please. No. But the thing is, we did get a lot of different draft picks, so we might be able to trade up here with the Packers and just take the other DT anyways. We traded 6 and a 7 to move up like 6 spots, which I think is perfectly fine. I'll probably do the same again. Maybe take 3 straight players in a row. Take the other DT here. Devs really aren't hitting the way I want them to hit. But James Miller, the guy I was kind of eyeing up the most anyways, to be fair. And yeah, hidden dev. But to say, I mean, it's weird because the other guy should be better, but he's just not. But ultimately, we get a hidden. We get depth. That other DT is probably going to be good anyways, just normal dev. And those types of players still work out. We have a couple of options. McQueen was pretty good. So Blackburn, McQueen. Yeah, we might not have to trade up, actually. And I gotta say, having that many Bs is hard to pass. With the A awareness, I'm going Corey Carter. And he is hidden. I think he might be better than Klein, just because Klein was a pretty low overall, and he's already 23. I'm going to wait till one of the linemen that I was going to go with goes out of the 2, and then trade up again, and we'll see what kind of draft picks we have left for the future and for this season, but that might be it, and there is one of my players. Trade a 5th-round pick with our high 4th-round pick to move up to the Ravens. Oh, it was the wrong team, wasn't it? Oh, no. I sold. It was the wrong team. I don't know why I thought it was the Ravens. I was thinking the Super Bowl, maybe. All right, we moved that pick up 3 spots with a 7th-round pick, which will give us our guard. It was actually, the player I was looking at was actually gone already, so luckily there's other linemen, but the one I was wanting, I think his name was like Mayberry or something, and he's gone. But either way, we get another solid-looking player in Daryl Hardison. Can we get a hit in, though? And we can't. Oh my, I've had some really bad luck with O-line in this one. We move all the way to the 6th round. I did have a day 3, but I've traded up so much. I'm done trading up. Keep what I got. Next year will be another really good draft. All right, finish our draft out with a random wide receiver and an okay kick power punter. There wasn't really much option, so I went with a guy with the highest accuracy and highest kick power combination. See what our overalls are like. 71, 73, 72, 75, 72. Our first pick was a quarterback. Did get a 1st-round pick coming up for this next season, though. And, yeah, Carter was a good draft pick. But let's take a look at the quarterback we could have had. We could have had Fletcher instead. A lot of random quarterbacks around here. I mean, look at how many quarterbacks actually went in the first 2 rounds. And, of course, Logan Fletcher was hidden dev. There's no shot, bro. And he just looks good. I don't know how good our guy is, but he just looks good. Those ratings are actually really, really good. Maybe some of the best accuracy ratings I've seen from a quarterback outside of the first round, like ever. Michael Ramsey, not bad by any means, but definitely because of that dev as well, not as good. And then, was there anyone else? Things just happened. All right, that's all I can say. We took Hardison right after Blackburn, and he was also normal anyways. I was about to say, this is another example of the whole wait and grab the last one actually backfiring, but no, it was just no hiddens either way. Man, just think if even half of the linemen we took were actually hidden. We'd be so set. All right, here is this Season 3 team. I still just can't find a hidden dev for this future of the line. I mean, we could use a center right now. And more importantly, left guard needs to be future-proof. Right guard, I don't know how long Teller's going to be here. Receivers are pretty solid. Tight ends pretty solid. Would love to see a dev up at, Freiermuth. We'll say Najee Harris. I'm worried, 28 years old. I mean, he's just not going to go up any higher than that. So we're going to need a new running back. And then looking at the defensive side of things. Trying to get some new D-line players. I think we're set, right? Because Miller's hidden dev. Could be superstar for all we know. And he'll replace Hayward after this season. Middle linebacker's great. So defense is fine, I think. It's just the offense. The O-line. Really just O-line and running back. We're having a terrible season, but we at least have a decent bit of money to re-sign some of the players we have. 4-year, 91. Patrick Queen. Would prefer this to be a 3-year deal, but he's not really interested in re-signing. Warm Weather State. I love that because he literally chose this team. Joey Porter Jr. He's just good enough, right? We'll do a 4-year 44. We would love to see a dev up, though, for that to be a steal for us. 15 mil per for Broderick. I'd like to keep the tackles if I can. Oh my God, we're offering quite a bit of money. Obviously, in real life, it's terrible money, but in game, that's pretty fair, I think. And then Benton does have pretty good block shed, so we'll do that 3-year. Oh, come on. These contracts are killing me. Teller. It's already been 2 seasons, huh? That is crazy, but I don't know if I can afford them. But at the same time, I'm selling on these draft picks, so I'm going to wait because he might drop a little bit. It might save us some money, but I mean, we're okay, I guess. Oh, we got a superstar dev corner. We'll take it. There's no way. If we win this game. We lost 7-10, though. Love it. I don't understand why Justin Fields is cursed, but he is. He is cursed. Once again, it is the AFC, and it's not the easiest division either. Although I will say the division did kind of suck, so maybe it is an easy division. So let's take a look at the numbers, though. Justin Fields, 4,000 yards, just about. 28 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Not bad numbers, but I've obviously seen way better. Najee, a pretty good season, actually. Receivers, not really seen a lot. Seen a little bit. Broderick with 17 sacks allowed. Love to pay him. $20 million for TJ Watt. 20 million? 20 sacks for TJ Watt. Michael, 7.5. And then out of nowhere, Highsmith with only 6.5. Picks, nothing really there. Boswell, might have been his final season for us. And then Rodgers, the rookie punter. Definitely a bit of a bad season. MVP goes to Justin Herbert. It's been a new MVP every single season, though. I think Mascio is going to go with number 2 for Rookie of the Year again. Oh my, we are unlucky. Best linebacker, though. Eagles versus Chargers in the Super Bowl. Actually, non-meaning new teams, kind of. Eagles, who have their first-round pick, are the Super Bowl winners, so we have the 32nd pick overall from them, which, I mean, it's still nice to have that extra first round, but it's still annoying. Could have been better. Highsmith is an X factor? Question mark? What's the reasoning here? 6.5 sacks is good enough for X factor, apparently. I don't get it. Of course, Hayward unfortunately did retire, but that's just the way it goes. And then Carter, superstar dev. Was he superstar dev to start? I think he might have been. Didn't check the devs because, well, these videos have been getting really, really long, and I'm trying to shorten them any way I can, and I'm definitely not going to be shortening by not yapping, because I love the yap. But I gotta say, I did not finish all the re-signings. I don't even think I finished the Queen signing, so God save the Queen. 80 mil even after like all the contracts are kind of like not factored in, but you know, we don't have to add money. So how much money is this? I mean, at this point, I'd probably rather just do the tag. 2 year 30, yeah, you're not testing anything, buddy. You're gonna be, yeah, I mean, it's just, what's the point? Might as well tag him. Broderick Jones, who just had 1 billion sacks allowed. 4 year 68, what is he actually asking for now? 4 year 68, and he's asking for he's actually asking for a lot. That's what I'll do, a 3 year 51, that's it. All right, see you later. I mean, he gave up a bunch of sacks. What can I really complain about? Best of luck to you. And then Wyatt Teller, 2 year 35, actually accepts, so we don't lose our whole offensive line here, although James Daniels is going to be gone too. I mean, we have 45 mil left. We do have to pay Brian Thomas. There's no point in paying that 5th year option, though, so we'll wait till next year. So we maybe have 20, 30 mil to spend if we want. Free agency, you got Tyreek Hill, you got Frank Ragnow. You could get yourself a really good center if you want. Brian Branch, really young safety, but look at that. 20 mil per, and he has a dead red interest with us. We would have a 0 chance to get him. There's just no chance. Broderick has 1 offer. I'll try to get him back on kind of basically what I've been always offering, but I mean, you could see it's barely green. Those free agent, like, what is it called? Motivations? So dumb. It is just so freaking dumb, but we might be able to still get him anyways. 4 bar interest. Let's see it. Broderick Jones. And wow, he signed a 3 bar interest with the Jets. That's crazy. So we have pick 3 in the draft, and ooh, the Bears are giving me the trade I want. I was going to say I'm looking for a trade down. That's the trade down I want. Next season would be the final season. Obviously, we'll have basically 2 regular seasons left. So we could make a really big push next season. Let's go to 32. There might have been like a wide receiver I was looking at, but I don't really think we need that. I'm going to be looking at O-line, if anything. And obviously, drafting line this high is definitely a decision. Ooh, Mitchell is there. I might go Mitchell, D'Angelo Mitchell. 21 years old, 6'4", decent bit of strength. A little bit of iffiness on the finesse, which is actually, now that I'm thinking about it, kind of rare. Usually, it's finesse only. This is going to be the last first-round lineman I take that isn't a user class if he's not hidden, but I'm taking him. And he's hidden, fair enough. You at least do get that 5th year option as well, which obviously, you know, maybe we should have done with Broderick Jones as we lost him, but we have ourselves a brand new tackle. We need more linemen, though. We need at least 2 more linemen. At least 1 for sure. 2 technically, if we're being realistic. Will Durant looks pretty good. There are some linebacker options. I would like to grab linebacker just in case the Patrick Queen situation doesn't, you know, work out. We also do have this safety, which we did pay Minka. I like the value here. I'm taking Emmanuel Berry. Hidden development trade. I like that. We got safeties on deck. And then with this, I'm going to probably trade down. There's a couple of, don't get me wrong, there are a couple of decent linemen, but I think you can still get them in the next round and still get Hiddens. That's a really good trade. We can always trade some stuff from next year into this year if we really want to, like, just load up on whatever lineman we feel is going to potentially be hidden. Might take someone here. Let's see. Will Durant's still there. I'm going to take him. Will Durant, bunch of decent key ratings, and another hidden. Normally, I wouldn't be that invested in getting hiddens, but man, it has been a struggle bus, and I am just, at this point, I'm like, thank you. Finally. And because we're on a little bit of a roll, I kind of want more. I want to get Ridley at least. I think Mills I might pass on, but Ridley I want. Hicks is still there, would be interesting just to have that depth. Yeah, I'm going to trade up for Hicks and Ridley, I think. I'm going to go back-to-back here. We trade 77 and a 5th this year to move up to 65, I believe. Then we trade all of this to move up with the Bears. So back-to-back picks here. A center and a defensive tackle is what we're going to be taking, which if they're both hidden, or at least one of them's hidden, specifically the O-lineman, I think it's worth it. Ridley, future-proofing, now! And he's hidden! We cooked! Finally, the offensive line worked out. We end up with Mitchell in the first round, which is a little, you know, once again, the higher draft pick than I normally would put on an alignment, but we just needed to guarantee somebody hidden. Not that it does, but obviously it gives you a lot better of a chance. And then Percy Hicks, he's undersized. I kind of feel like he's going to be a bad overall, but we've already done it. And he's hidden. Okay, fair enough. Even if he is a bad overall, he was at least hidden dev. This was a really good draft for us. All right, let's see the draft recapper. A bunch of offensive linemen that were hidden. Nothing really exciting, but definitely needed. 72, 73, 74, 72, 72. Fair enough. Let's take a look at Barry. And I do want to take a look at the tackle because he was kind of built weirdly. Wow, that Barry guy is very raw. He is very raw. No man coverage, really low zone. Yeah, finesse block was his worst, but he's not terrible. He is going to have to play left tackle, so I am kind of curious to see, what his dev is since we got to move him to left tackle anyways. And star. So that's just why you don't go first round O-line, but he was at least hidden. Can't really complain too much. All right, look at this line. There's 3 rookies starting on the offensive line, but they are at least all hidden dev, all star in fairness, but still better than normal. Wide receivers, great. Running back, definitely need a new one. Tight end, I wish he was a little bit higher of an overall, and same with Fields. Then defensively, linebackers are once again the best in the league. Safety's pretty damn good. Corner's pretty good. D-line, got to replace Hayward with Miller, but hopefully he has a great year. It's not a bad D-line. We are in an okay spot. We have to pay Thomas. That's perfectly fine. Cornerback's fine. Highsmith. I'm really kind of holding back on some of these contracts, especially when they're players that are going to be regressing. Queen, yeah, okay. It's not a great spot. Let's see where we're at after signing the 2. We definitely want to keep Thomas and Smith Wade. Should be an okay spot though. Let's do a 5-year, 42.5. Boom. So 58 mil. Highsmith's like 30 per. Don't want to lose the elite edge rushers, but I'd prefer this is a 2-year, which he takes. Nice. That's huge actually. And I think Patrick Paul is gone. We have 31 million left. There's probably someone here. Michaels will have to be paid probably. Patrick Paul might be gone. He's been pretty decent though, I will say. So it'd be nice to keep him around if possible. Let's see. I didn't change all the faces and all that stuff. It is what it is. It is what it is. What am I checking here? I was checking his dev. We already know he's star dev. I think I wanted to take a look at the actual ratings though. One more good look. It's not bad, but I'd rather pay Queen if possible. Finding a high overall linebacker is a bit harder to do than finding an 84 overall lineman, I think. But kind of seems like we might not have either. To the wildcard round, we are finally in the playoffs. We lost, but we're still finally in the playoffs. At 11-6, man, that Watson guy, maybe we should have went for him because he is kind of cooking. Back-to-back seasons, top 3 in passing yards. Pretty good season, obviously. Let's take a look at those numbers. I did roll the Chiefs playbook this time because, it's just not working without it. And, damn, I don't want to click that. Please stop. Still kind of crazy, though, that Josh Jacobs is as good as he is in sim. He's just been cooking with the Packers in, every single sim I've seen. Fields, though, 32 touchdowns, 6 picks, 4,200 yards, so I guess it is possibly great as long as you have the Chiefs playbook on. Should be a dev up from Fryer, might be a dev up from Pickens. Everyone else, we don't talk about it. O-line, why pay a right tackle that's going to give up 11 sacks anyways? TJ Watt and Highsmith back to their old ways. Michael's not bad. Everyone else iffy. Minka could go to X Factor, which would be huge because we paid him a 4-year 90, and I gotta say, looking back on it, might not have been the best decision, especially with all the safeties we have. MVP goes to Mahomes. Fields at number 9, at least, for the best quarterback award or MVP award, which also puts him at number 7 for QB. If that's number 7, man, I really just don't get it. I don't know. Pickens is a Pro Bowler, though, and we get no other award win, even though TJ was once again very close to the best linebacker award. Did he even win Defensive Player of the Year when we had him as 20 sacks? I wonder. 88 overall, though, versus the Raiders, who are an 85, who also somehow have Josh Allen. All right, going to the end of the game. The Raiders, 7. Us, 0. 7-0. 7-3. Still 7-3. I also don't think I have sounds on with this account. Whoops. 10-7. Still 10-7. This is a really interesting score. 13-7 and we win. What the hell did I just witness? Let's take a look at those numbers, though. Darnold was terrible, but Fields wasn't much better. But I suppose we did enough to win. I don't see how you win any other playoff game if you play like that, though. But the divisional round with sounds. Oh, this rebuild's really getting interesting now. 89 overall, which I think means we upgraded 1 overall. Going against Herbert, who won an MVP award in this rebuild. So, yeah, I didn't notice we had sounds off because we didn't have any freaking playoff games to go to. 3-0, 10-0. Well, if it's like last game, we might not have enough points to win. 7-10. We get the stop. No touchdown, no field goal, no nothing. Hey, we scored more points than last game. Chargers, though, only down by 1. It's anyone's game. And the offense does enough, but man, this defense, the steel curtain is back. Justin Fields, okay numbers. Najee, actually pretty good, especially for his overall. TJ Watt with 1 sack and, yeah, I mean, pretty basic game. Could it be a Super Bowl? I mean, the first playoff season. I mean, obviously we moved to the Chiefs playbook, so it almost feels like, you know, it's like, oh, wow, you won the Super Bowl with the freaking Chiefs playbooks. Who would have thought? But still, I mean, it's far from a win. Oh, well, never mind. See who they had to play. Obviously, they would have had a bye week, but wildcard round. The Chiefs obviously didn't play that game. I don't know why I was looking around. The Bengals, they beat. It's not an easy team either, but it was only by 3 at least, so if that's to say anything. Mahomes kind of got outplayed by quite a bit. Pacheco, you know, clutching the game up. Stop Pacheco, maybe win the game. I don't know, but I just don't think with the scoring we've had, we even have a sliver of a chance. Win or not, Super Bowl or not, I gotta say, Justin Fields is just so bad in Madden Sim. It's just crazy. Going to the end of the game, like, it's not like he's, you know, 32-6, touchdown to pick ratio wise is great, but at the end of the day, this is us barely scoring points with, like, one of the best playbooks in the game, you know? 17-14, Najee's cooking. Might actually have a chance at this thing. And we're going to win. I apologize. Justin Fields the GOAT. Even though this was definitely a Najee Harris game. Or Warren, whatever, one of the running backs. Fields was good, though. He was actually pretty good. Najee, 182 yards on 12 carries for 72 with a long. Wow, he was very good. He cooked up. They missed the field goal, which would have tied the game. But I did put the Chiefs playbook on the second half of the season last year, so it's not like I just put it on this one. You know, it was actually on for quite a bit. Physical, it seems like Brian Thomas might actually be pretty decently balanced. I'm kind of curious here. Okay, short route sucks, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I would want him to be developed with his, well, I mean, I think deep route kind of is just crap. It's kind of useless. But short and medium is pretty good. But in general, you know, you don't hate that. But here it is, the Super Bowl. Who is it going to be against? The Saints. Now, that is a team I almost never see. This I need to see. This I definitely need to see. I didn't see how good they were. Beat the Rams. Okay, that's a doable team. The Bears. Okay, that's also doable. Okay, so they just had kind of a Mickey Mouse run. I'm not saying this is a guaranteed Super Bowl win for us, but they kind of had a Mickey Mouse run if we're going to be 100% honest about it. But let's take a look at the Davis. Fields, not superstar. Pickens does go, though, and so does Freiermuth. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how young Pickens was. Was it like 21 when he was drafted? And then defensively, I don't think there was a dev up here either, unfortunately, but you know what? This team is very good. And we're going to see if we can do it. I mean, the first 2 games were pretty iffy, but beating the Chiefs by 3, that was a gutsy performance. Of course, Najee carried so damn hard, but here it is, 86 overall team, the Saints, team I almost never see. Don't know if that's good or bad. Oh, but it's Brandon Watson. Let's see it. I mean, I can't believe that Watson guy, though. He is like the ultimate carry man. 6-0. The defense is holding as much as possible. And there goes a touchdown right before half. Huge touchdown by us. They almost get a field goal. We're up by 1. Anyone's game, second half. 21-13. They're going to get no touchdown. 1 score wins it for us. Instead, the Saints on 3rd and 7 are not going to have the ball, actually. Najee! He is Super Bowl MVP automatically. And we won a Super Bowl with Justin Fields and the Steelers. I mean, most of the time with these rebuilds, we've had to replace Fields very early on. Like, very early on. I still can't believe, though, the Super Bowl, this is way off, track, but you got a Super Bowl animation that you updated from the one that we've seen so many millions of times, and you mess it up. You have the quarterback running onto the field, and then the very next frame, he's got his hands on his head on the sideline. Like, how do you mess that up? I don't get it. I genuinely don't. How can, it's a meme at this rate, right? Like, they're just trolling us. They're just like, what can we get away with? Here, you want to throw this in there? Yeah, that's funny. Do it. I just don't get it. I really don't. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to complain about anything. We got a Super Bowl win with Justin Fields and the Steelers. And we're going to have to take a look at this performance. Was it Najee again? Of course, Justin Fields pretty good in this one. Najee just had that one really big touchdown, which was massive in fairness, very important. The long man guru, apparently, long run guru. Looking at Freiermuth, pretty decent defensively. 1.5, one for Pascal, one for Michaels, one for Watt. A lot of pressure on defense, but what a team effort on this one at least. But yeah, Najee was the playoff run hero. He was him. To do what he did against the Chiefs, to really just carry us for that victory, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive stuff. But let's take a look at the squad and see how our players develop, see what overall Fields is, and call it a rebuild. Even though he was a better overall during, I do want to see Najee Harris anyways. That speed, 87 speed, put up like 3+, 50+ yard touchdowns in the freaking playoffs. That is crazy. But let's take a look at Pickens now. We looked at his overall, but I don't think we looked at his actual ratings. Yeah, you'd like to see that the short route a little bit higher, but he is very good. 92 speed on top of it is, 92 speed, 95 excel, I imagine, is quite a bit higher than what he starts with. We just looked at Thomas, but gonna dot our I's, do the T's, all that crap. Let's take a look at Freiermuth now, 89 overall. I was hoping he would have gotten a little bit better than he did, but finally got to Superstar. 84 speed. I think he starts with 82 or 83, so he got a speed upgrade at some point. Anyone on the O-line that we care about? Not. Yeah, we'll look at Paul, actually. We'll look at Paul. We didn't get to really look at Broderick, but Paul, talked about him already, but there's that. Let's take a look at Fields, though. 85 overall, still pretty mid, to be honest, but 88 medium, 92 short, 82 deep route, deep accuracy anyways, with 92 throw power. I mean, he's okay, but he's nowhere near as good as our Bears franchise Fields, obviously. Never even got to Superstar, let alone X Factor. But Patrick Queen, the 90 overall, didn't really hear much from him other than complaining about contract stuff. Just the whole time, just complaining about contracts. No matter what, just couldn't keep him around. But, I mean, he's here now, but looks like we're going to be losing him. Corey Carter, obviously the new man, going to be the number one middle linebacker, which kind of tells us that we could easily draft a replacement for Queen anyways, save some money perhaps. Minka Fitzpatrick, 92 overall. We have him for another, 3 seasons, I think, 2 or 3. He's pretty good, but obviously that regression is going to show up soon. Then we look at free safety, Mr. Keaton. Tyrone Keaton, 76 zone. Very good man at 83, though, so you debate even put him at freaking cornerback, but don't really have a need for that, so probably wouldn't. Smith Wade, 25 years old, 94 man with, no zone coverage. Very athletic, though. But yeah, I really wish they had, an auto upgrading thing where you could, not have to do just by the highest archetype, but Jerry Porter Jr., 95 man, 81 zone, so a little bit better zone in fairness. 91 speed, 95 excel. Defensive line now. Miller, first season starting. I don't even know how well he played, but I don't think he had much of a season. 84 finesse, which is okay, which got to tell me that Michael's got to be pretty damn good. He got a couple of standouts as well. He didn't actually get them all, but still got some, free XP off of that and some, ratings. 92 power move with 84 block shed. That +5 to block shed from the camp standout first stage, very clutch. Benton might be an 89 block shedder. 90 block shed, 80 power move. That's not bad. He actually turned out pretty good. And that's kind of it, though. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I really do appreciate your continued support on the channel. Glad that we got back on the Super Bowl win column. I think the last rebuild we did was a fail, technically. But yeah, I might even do a rebuild tomorrow or at least maybe Tuesday of the Eagles. Would have actually had the Eagles up today instead of the Justin Fields Steelers rebuild, which maybe it's a blessing in disguise because now I have an Eagles rebuild halfway done. But, like I said, kind of banned on my account for a day. I've never had that on Xbox either, so, people talking crap to me on games, I'm gonna talk crap back. As someone calls me an MFer, I'm gonna report them. Man, our society is so weak. It is so weak. But anyways, maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PKR Plays for non-Madden content. And let me know what team you want to see rebuild next. Maybe you guys are like, nope, sounds good to me. Eagles next, sounds good. But obviously, you still need to do a Giants rebuild. Need to do like an aftermath rebuild. Like, I don't know what the Broncos are going to do at QB. I might do a rebuild of them just to see what it's like after the whole loss of a ton of cap space and no real quarterback option situation. Maybe a Seahawks rebuild with Sam Howell. There's a bunch of different Ravens, Derrick Henry rebuild. I mean, there's a bunch of different rebuilds we can do. So be on the lookout for those. And that's about it. Bison's probably tomorrow with a rebuild or just Bison's. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see